Imagine a media landscape where one company could potentially control a huge chunk of your local news. That's the heart of a debate unfolding right now, and it involves big names like Nexstar, TEGNA, the FCC, and even former President Trump. Nexstar, already the largest local TV broadcaster in the U.S., wants to acquire TEGNA, which would significantly expand their reach. But to do so, they need the FCC to bend some rules, and that's where things get interesting. Last week, Nexstar Media Group officially petitioned the Federal Communications Commission for permission to acquire TEGNA, effectively transferring all of TEGNA's broadcast television licenses into Nexstar's hands. To make this happen, Nexstar is asking for waivers to existing regulations that limit how many stations a single company can own. They argue that the current media landscape demands a reevaluation of these rules. But here's where it gets controversial. Former President Trump weighed in this past weekend with a post on Truth Social expressing his concerns. He stated that if the acquisition allowed what he calls radical left networks, like ABC and NBC, to expand, he would oppose it. Trump described these networks as a disaster and a virtual arm of the Democrat Party, advocating for them to be made smaller rather than larger. This raises a fundamental question. Should political viewpoints influence decisions about media ownership? It's a question that sparks heated debate on both sides. In response to Trump's remarks, Nexstar issued a statement defending their position. They stated that they believe the current regulatory environment is ripe for reform and that they are confident in completing the TEGNA transaction. Nexstar also agreed with President Trump that the status quo is no longer acceptable, arguing that the government shouldn't reinforce the control that legacy media and big tech have over the marketplace of ideas. They claim these platforms already have pervasive reach and that allowing local broadcasters to compete on a level playing field is the best way to challenge their power. Nexstar believes Americans want more access to local news from diverse voices, unfiltered by what they term coastal elites. They assert that modernizing FCC rules will ensure local communities benefit from fact-based local journalism, which they position as an antidote to fake news. And this is the part most people miss. The FCC's broadcast ownership rules currently prevent a single entity from owning more than one of the top 4 rated stations in a given designated market area, DMA, based on audience share. However, the FCC has been considering potentially reversing this rule, which could pave the way for more media consolidation. Reports of Nexstar's interest in acquiring TEGNA surfaced back in August, highlighting the company's ambition to control a vast network of local stations. Currently, Nexstar already owns or operates over 200 stations across 116 markets, while TEGNA operates 64 stations in 51 markets. A successful acquisition would create a media behemoth with unprecedented reach. This situation brings up a lot of important considerations. Is it beneficial to have fewer, larger media companies, or should we strive for a more diverse and independent media landscape? Will this merger truly lead to more local news and diverse voices, or will it simply concentrate power in the hands of a few? And ultimately, who decides what constitutes fake news, and who gets to control the narrative? These are complex questions with no easy answers, and the FCC's decision will have a significant impact on the future of media in America. What do you think? Should the FCC approve this acquisition, or should they prioritize maintaining a more diverse media environment? Share your thoughts in the comments below.